As the U.S. presidential election draws near, there is a big mess going on. With the pandemic, the situation seems to be more dramatic and even dangerous. With the Trump family testing positive for COVID-19, they were scheduled to appear in Erie, Pennsylvania on October 22nd to hit the campaign trail. But the First Lady of the United States did not attend the event. So join us to discuss the real reason Melania Trump canceled her rally appearance.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
COVID-19 positive. It was Friday, October 2nd, only 33 days away from a highly contentious election, when the White House announced that President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for the novel coronavirus. The president tweeted that they will begin their quarantine and recovery process immediately. It was reported that Hope Hicks, counselor to the president, had tested positive and was experiencing symptoms. Hicks had been traveling with Trump and other White House staff. The president and First Lady are both well at this time, and they plan to remain at home within the White House during their convalescence, Dr. Sean P. Connolly, the White House physician, said in a statement, adding, "Rest assured, I expect the president to continue carrying out his duties without disruption while recovering, and I will keep you updated on any future developments." For months, President Trump has refused to wear a mask in public on all but a few occasions, and has repeatedly questioned their effectiveness. At their opening debate, he even mocked Mr. Biden for wearing one, saying, "I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask." Trailing in the polls, the president has increasingly held crowded campaign events in defiance of public health guidelines and sometimes state and local governments. When he accepted the nomination on the final day of the Republican National Convention, he invited more than 1,000 supporters to the South Lawn of the White House and has held a number of rallies around the country since, often with hundreds and even thousands of people jammed into tight spaces, and many of them didn't even wear a mask. What's more interesting is that considering his age, Mr. Trump belongs to the age category deemed most vulnerable to the virus. 8 out of every 10 deaths attributed to it in the US have been among those 65 and older. In private discussions, the president has been fatalistic, with associates when talking about whether he or others would get sick from the virus, describing it as essentially a roll of the dice. Recovery. Is 10 days a reasonable time to recover from a case of COVID-19? At the early stage of the disease, most people do not receive aggressive treatment, but Trump was given 2 experimental drugs, the antiviral medication remdesivir and an infusion of antibodies alongside the steroid called dexamethasone. The US president said he had fully recovered and was not an infection risk for others, freeing him to return to holding big campaign rallies during the final weeks of the race for the White House. "I passed the highest tests, the highest standards, and I'm in great shape," Trump told Fox News Sunday morning show Futures. He was eager to get back on the campaign trail after an absence of more than a week. He planned to travel to the key battleground state of Florida, followed by rallies in Pennsylvania and Iowa. But what about his wife? While Donald Trump went to the hospital, Melania did not. Instead, she remained at the White House to quarantine. As she said, she was very fortunate because her diagnosis came with minimal symptoms, though they hit her all at once, and it seemed to be a roller coaster of symptoms in the days after. She experienced body aches, a cough, and headaches, and felt extremely tired most of the time. She chose to go a more natural route in terms of medicine, opting more for vitamins and healthy food. It was an unfamiliar feeling for me to be the patient instead of a person trying to encourage our nation to stay healthy and safe. It was me being taken care of and getting first-hand experience with all that COVID-19 can do. As the patient and the person benefiting from so much medical support, I found myself even more grateful and in awe of caretakers and first responders everywhere. To the medical staff and the resident staff who have been taking care of our family, thank you doesn't say enough, said the First Lady. She encourages people to continue to live the healthiest life they can. A balanced diet, fresh air, and vitamins really are vital to keep our bodies healthy. For Mrs. Trump personally, the most impactful part of her recovery was the opportunity to reflect on many things: family, friendships, work, and staying true to who you are. She wrote all of these in an official White House statement written in the first person. Erie, Pennsylvania. What the hell is happening in Pennsylvania? Trump asked a crowd at his campaign rally at Erie International Airport. Expressing frustration with pandemic restrictions imposed by Governor Tim Wolf, a member of the Democratic Party, the president said, "Pennsylvania has been shut down long enough. Get your governor to open up Pennsylvania." But Wolf has criticized the Trump campaign for holding unsafe rallies that will put Pennsylvania communities at risk of COVID-19 outbreaks. A letter signed by more than 75 physicians urged people not to attend the rally, saying such campaign events endanger public health and give a false impression that the virus is no longer with us. Actually, there is little difference between Trump and Democratic Party nominee Joe Biden. Biden has also frequently been in the state but has followed social distancing guidelines, minimizing the number of attendees and requiring all in attendance to wear masks. Speaking to supporters in Erie, Trump painted himself as the only candidate who can save the country from Washington corruption, the degradation of the American dream, and a decimated economy. He described his Democratic rival Biden as a radical left extremist who would destroy the state through harsh clean energy policies and the introduction of low-income housing to suburban communities. If Biden is elected, he will wipe out your energy industry. You have 1 million jobs, just like he wiped out your steel industry. Only by voting for me can you save your fracking. In Pennsylvania, we are going to have a great time because you are going to reject the radical left. If you want depression, doom, and despair, vote for Sleepy Joe Biden, Trump said at the evening rally. Melania Trump canceled plans to attend the rally. Even though Melania Trump has been set to join President Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania, she decided not to go. It would have been the First Lady's first in-person appearance at a campaign event outside of August Republican National Convention speech at the White House in more than a year, when she joined the president last June at the official re-election kickoff rally in Florida. She withdrew from a scheduled return to the campaign trail 2 weeks out from Election Day due to a lingering cough. She had recovered, but a spokeswoman, Stefania Grisham, said Mrs. Trump continues to feel better every day following her recovery from COVID-19, but with a lingering cough, and out of abundance of caution, she will not be traveling today. In her official White House statement, she said that she had tested negative for COVID, writing that she hoped to resume my duties as soon as I can. Melania Trump has not historically been a visible campaign presence. In the entire 2016 election cycle, Trump gave only a handful of solo speeches. The longest in Pennsylvania was just 5 days before the 2016 election and came after a month-long hiatus from the campaign trail. In 2016, the most the public saw of their future First Lady was her presence at the presidential debates, something Trump is doing this time around as well. She attended Trump's debate against Democratic rival Joe Biden in Ohio, and she is expected to attend the final 2020 presidential debate in Nashville, Tennessee. Her first solo campaign. After being postponed, she made her first solo appearance of the campaign on October 27th. She touted her Be Best anti-bullying campaign before charging that Biden would destroy America as president. She sent a much softer message on the coronavirus than the president did. She also urged Americans to remember to follow CDC guidelines so that together we can minimize the spread of the virus until a vaccine can be developed. Even though her husband has routinely flouted those guidelines with his campaign rallies and fundraisers. She told the crowd it's been the greatest honor and privilege to serve as the First Lady of this amazing city and urged them to go out and vote on November 3rd. West Bend campaign stop. First Lady Melania Trump made a campaign stop in West Bend on October 31st. She spoke for about 20 minutes, hoping to make a final pitch for her husband and rally his conservative base. "We are not politicians who have worked in Washington for a long time. My husband is here to make a difference for you and your families," she said. Melania and Hogan Gidley, the Trump campaign's national press secretary, contrasted the president's policies with that of former Vice President Joe Biden, and she said his solution is to move backward and to shut things down. What do you think about Melania Trump? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.